They put out a press release on this. They say it's a smart checking account with personal finance tools, budgeting tools that are going to be embedded in it. It's going to be with Citigroup and another credit union. I mean, I think the play is data. Essentially, they want to know if, for instance, you go on Google Pay and you're searching for something, you find something, you pay for it with Google Pay, you actually have the rails, the debit rails from your Citi checking account, you buy the item. So basically, they know from search to actual purchase. And I think that last mile is going to be the valuable mile for them.
If it's all about data, do we know what Google intends to do with this data?
So, I mean, they've made it clear that they don't want to sell it to third parties. But certainly, data is the new oil, right? And so that they want an increasing level of, specificity into how you behave. And that's part of it.
And when you say they don't want to sell it to third parties, does that also include using the data to help advertisers better target their audience?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great question that remains to be seen.
Yeah. Joanna, your thoughts on that? Because, I mean, there are concerns that Google now has their tentacles on all sorts of your data.
Yeah, I mean, my bet is that if Google is going to collect some data about us, we're going to be seeing advertising related to some of that data. That's just what history's shown us. But whether you look at their banking or their healthcare expansion, it really seems like all of this is about making their walls wider and higher around their consumers. As more tech companies as more companies become tech companies, Google just wants to sort of capitalize, and whether they're Google or Amazon, all these companies want to capitalize on us thinking of them as the companies that do everything.
So why would they need Citigroup to do this? Why don't they just go buy a little bank?
Well, I mean, I think brand recognition is one main thing, right? When we're going to be looking at these interfaces, whether it be the Apple Card or this, consumers expect a certain level of trust in some of the financial institutions they know already. Google may be, a newcomer there. Apple may be a newcomer there. They trust people. People may trust them for technology, but some of that financial back end and that infrastructure, the consumer may be much more inclined to go with a Citibank or go with a Goldman Sachs.
Just because of the branding power of Citi or Goldman or Morgan Stanley, whoever.
Well, Tyler, and I also think if a big company actually purchases another financial institution, then the whole parent co would be looked at as a financial institution and be subject to the capital requirements of banks, which nobody wants.
Yeah. Joanna, I'm just curious, when you think about this, though, and think about the blowback Google's gotten with the Ascension data and now this, does this just increase the chances that somebody's going to look into them on this front? I mean, it's just another reason why regulators can be distrustful of Google because they have so much data.
Yeah. I mean, I think what we've seen over the last number of months is that the tech companies are not necessarily pulling back their tentacles as they were planning to, were planning to expand into these different areas because of regulation, because of the insight that some of these regulators are looking into. I think specifically with Google in this space, it seems like a pretty consumer play. The insurance and the healthcare reports that we had in the Wall Street Journal earlier this week, that seems like much more of a bigger business or data play. But in this case, it seems like it's something they want to offer to consumers.
And should the banks be worried? Hugh, last question.
I mean, I think big tech coming for big finance, that's something that they should be concerned about.